It's over 9,000. Hi, I'm Kroglander, and this is Columns for the Mega Drive / Genesis, depending what region you're from. To go back to that intro again, I've decided to use memes as intros, just because I was thinking it would be good presentation-wise to have an intro. But then again, I thought I don't want to shout memes at people. Then I thought, hang on, memes? Maybe there's something to it. So what I'm going to do is each video I'm going to use a different meme to introduce it. And the truth is I don't really like memes, so it's sort of my way of handling it. I use them as intros and then I don't really use them at all. I could ignore them, but you know, I'd rather use memes as intros. I'd rather use them as something useful. Oh jeez, am I talking like memes like they're garbage? They're not really that bad. I just think they're overused a bit much really. If you ever were to leave a comment, that's a meme in one of my videos, I'm not going to block it. I don't have a huge problem with it, but I thought it'd be an interesting way to approach it. Anyway, back to the game you are watching at the moment. And it's Columns for the Mega Drive. Released June 30th, 1990, to be exact. And it's essentially your falling block puzzle. Blocks fall down, you line them up, they disappear, you get points. More blocks disappear, the more points you get, and if you get bigger combos, you get obviously a lot more points and build a high score. Except, in games like Tetris, you line up geometry, but in this one, you line up blocks by their colours. You get 3 of a kind, they disappear. As you can see there, 3 red, disappear, got points. And it is a fun game. Very simple. They're quite addicting really. It is one of those games, and I do like the music as well. I'm pretty sure this is a classical track of some kind, but I can't really recognise it that much. You move the blocks left and right. You can, as you can see, you can switch around the colours to line them up, like I just did then, to get points. And again, it's a really easy and fun pick-up game to play. In fact, my mother, who doesn't really play computer games, she can pick this game up and play it fairly easily. It's something she can do, and she really can't play them at all. Could you call it a Tetris clone? I guess technically you could, but then again, it does do something different enough to be separate from Tetris. You know, particularly because I was a Mega Drive kid, I played Sega games most of the time growing up. So I definitely know this more than Tetris. I do like the ancient Roman feel. Something I'll mention, the difficulty, you might have noticed it started off on easy. But of course, as time goes on, the difficulty gets higher. You can see in the centre of the screen, it's currently on level 3. And I think it gets up to level 8 or 7 by the time I've finished. And it's one of those games where you can play infinitely in theory. But eventually, you're going to try and stack up. It's going to catch up with you. It's going to move faster than you can think. It's it's a metaphor for life. Oh, special block. There we go. And as you can see from that, the special block, if it touches orange, it makes all the orange ones disappear. Although I don't actually know I don't think it's actually called the special block, but I forget the name off the top of my head. I'm trying to think if you can get the manual with this version. And in case you're wondering, this is the Sega Mega Drive collection for the PS3. Essentially, nearly every game for the Mega Drive that was worth playing. Although you could download them off the internet through ROMs and emulators. But if you want to support Sega. But saying that, I did get this second hand, like £10 off Amazon. So yeah. Well, it was less cheap than downloading it for free, at least. Anyway. Anyway, this version, it's pretty much you get the same games as you always did. The Mega Drive collection does have this sort of smoothing filter, which I'm not showing off in this video. I'm just playing the regular game. it's this smooth filter and essentially sort of smudges up the screen, blurs it a bit to sort of hide the pixelation. And it's not really a feature I'm a fan of. It just makes it sort of blurry, like I said, especially text. Sometimes that becomes unreadable with this smooth filter on. And another filter, you can see either side of the screen, left and right, there's sort of this brown texture. Although what is a nice touch, each game has a different texture to it. Like Columns is very earthy and uses bricks and stone, so we've got this sort of ground texture. Which, it's okay. I've obviously put in because these games weren't designed with widescreen in mind. Your old analog TV 4x3 format. Analog TVs. Kind of dead, although I do hear analog TVs. They do last longer. They last decades. Rather than these flat screens we've got nowadays. And I'm starting to sound like an old man. But anyway, it is a good version. And as you can see on the screen, it is a 2-player game. Play it versus, you've got a high score, try and screw each other over. And a typical, just press start and join in. Oh! And there we go, a game over. Now I put in my sort of initials, which mean Kroglander, here. But I think in a moment you'll see my real name, shock horror. My identity. Revealed in my first video. And yes, it does save your high scores and names. So at least you get bragging rights. Anyway, it's a good game, and it's also something I can do in one video. So this will be sort of like my prototype LP.